Kunjabi Hare. Jaya Rama Rama Kunjabi Hare. Gopi Janna Balaba Girivarim Hare. Gopi Janna Balaba Girivarim Hare. Jasodanandana Prajadana Ranjana Jasodanandana Prajadana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hare. Follow me, don't speed it up. Follow my, you're speeding it up. You're not following my rhythm. You have to follow my rhythm. I'm leading the kirtan, not that you can speed it up. You have to follow my rhythm. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Don't speed it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got it. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Coming in for a safe landing. Okay. It's great to be with all you devotees here in Juhu, ISKCON Juhu, a special place of Prabhupada's pastimes. Especially remembering our wonderful Giri Rashram. I recently had some correspondence with him by email. Very dear godbrother. Very, very dear godbrother. Read something in his wonderful, wonderful book. All right. One evening, two friends, elderly, pious political leaders, P.K. Samant and V.S. Page, came to meet Srila Prabhupada, and he preached to them and asked them to join his movement. No, they said, in our positions we can't do that. Then he asked them to support the movement, but again they objected. No, in our position we cannot do that either. Finally, Prabhupada requested, then at least don't harm our movement. And they both became very excited, and together assured them, no, we will never do that. Somehow or other, directly or indirectly, Prabhupada was determined to extract from them some commitment that was favorable to Krishna consciousness. On November 18th, Prabhupada awarded sannyas and renounced the order of life to Navayogendra. And in a compact talk of hardly more than 10 minutes, he explained the significance of sannyas and outlined the duties of a sannyasi. Sannyas means finishing all material desires, Prabhupada began. Real sannyas means no more material desires. Etam sa astaya paratma nishta. Paratma Bhagavan, to completely devote one's life for service of the Lord. He was quoting the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 11:23-57. The Lord Chaitanya recited in ecstasy after he accepted sannyas. Etang sa astaya paramatmanishtam adashitam parvatmayar mahadbhi ahang tarashyami daranta param tamo mukham jangri masheva saivyam. I shall cross over the insurmountable ocean of nescience by being firmly fixed in the service of the lotus feet of Krishna. This was approved by the previous acharyas who were fixed in firm devotion to the Lord, Paramatma, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Prabhupada continued, there are 4 divisions, 4 ashrams: brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, and sannyas. Sannyas means sacrificing everything for Krishna's sake. Anashrita karma palang karyang karoti ya sa sannyasi. One is working without any aspiration for resultant action. Anashrita karma palang karyam karma karoti yaha sa sannyasi sa yogi cha nana ragdana chakriyaha. Supreme Personality of God has said, one who is unattached to the fruits of his work and who works as he is obligated is in the renounced order of life, and he is the true mystic and not he who lights no fire and performs no duty. Gita 6:1. Our sannyasis work very hard, Prabhupada said. They preach, they collect money, but not a single farthing for himself. First, the brahmachari is trained up. Brahmachari guru kule vasam danto guru kitam. The brahmachari is trained up to live at the place of guru for the benefit of guru. The same principle when it is matured and when one dedicates his life for the benefit of Krishna. Benefit of Krishna means benefit of the whole world. Krishna means sarvadaman parityaja mamekang shadanang vaja. Sannyasi should go door to door. Mahad vichalam ninam grihinam dinacheshtitam. Here Prabhupada was quoting the Srimad Bhagavatam verse 10.8.4. Spoken by Lord Krishna's father, Nanda Maharaj, to Garga Muni, when the sage visited his home. Mahad ahang vajalanam nenam grihinam dinacheshtitam nishay vayasya bhagavan kalpate nanyatak vachit. O my Lord, O great devotee, persons like you move from one place to another, not for their own interest, but for the sake of the poor-hearted grihastas, householders. Otherwise, they have no interest in going from one place to another. Sannyasi is called Mahatma. Prabhupada explained why he is Mahatma, because his Atma is now broader. Grihinam Atma Cheshtitam. Mahad Vichalanam. The Mahatma travels or wanders country to country, door to door. Mahad Vichalam Nitam Grihinam. Especially for the householders, Dina Cheshtitam, whose consciousness or mind is very crippled. They are called Dina Chetasam. These materialistic persons are simply interested in how to enjoy the senses, therefore they are called Dina Cheshtitam, cripple-minded. They have no other ideas, so to enlighten them it is the duty of the sannyasi to go from door to door, country to country, just to teach them about the aim of life. Thus it is still going on in India. Even now a sannyasi goes in a village, people will come to invite him, try to hear from him. You are taking this pledge for serving in front of Krishna, Vaishnavas, Guru, and fire, so you should be very much cautious not to forget your duty. You've got good opportunity. You're going to Africa to deliver these persons. So you must become very rigid Vaishnava, then you will be able to deliver them. Shudyanti. How can they be purified without taking another birth? Prabhu Vishnave Namaha. A Vaishnava delivers them by the power of Vishnu. They are empowered. Practically, we have seen last time when I went to Nairobi, so many Africans are making progress very nicely. They're asking very nice questions. And if you work very sincerely, and if you deliver even one person by your endeavor, then immediately you can become recognized by Krishna. Nachatas mam manushanam kashtan me priyakritamaha. This is the quickest way to become recognized by Krishna, by preaching word. So take it seriously. The business is very nice. And there is good prospect. Prospect is there everywhere. Priti vitta yachayata nagarane gram, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. In so many villages and towns on the surface of the globe, and his work is not, and his word is not a trifling thing. Yes, there is potency in all the parts of the world for people to become Vaishnava. So we see how Prabhupada is so kind, engaging his disciples in preaching word. This is actually our duty. Prabhupada told us in Los Angeles back in '73. He said, in those days, no Indians had joined yet. It was all in Europeans and Americans. He said, for all your European and American disciples, become Guru and deliver the whole world. Because we only had one Indian in those days, that was Prabhupada. I remember in the old days, if an Indian came to our temple, wow, an Indian came to our temple, that's amazing. Now if an American comes, it's an amazing thing. But this is a very wonderful process. I know I was very much blessed by Prabhupada. In 1971, he accepted me as his disciple. He gave me a very wonderful instruction. He said, I see you're a very sincere and enthusiastic boy, eager for spreading this Krishna consciousness movement. Now I said, continue enthusiastically as you are doing, and surely Krishna will bless you. So even though I'm sick, I'm still enthusiastic. I'm very sick today, very, very sick. But I'm enthusiastic to push forward this movement. You see. In sickness and health, poverty and wealth, fame, infamy, in any situation. We should be very enthusiastic to push forward this movement. Utsahan, Rupa Goswami says, Utsahan nishtayam darya. We have to be enthusiastic and also very patient, because the results don't come immediately. And very determined also. Just like that little sparrow, remember the little sparrow? The ocean, that mean nasty ocean stole their eggs. You see? She's give my eggs back. No, you're not getting eggs back. Well, I'm going to dry you up, you rascal. She was going down a few drops of water, taking it out from the ocean to the land, back and forth. Everybody's not, just see that stupid little bird? She's going to run herself to death. She'll never dry up that ocean. You see? But there's somebody who wasn't laughing, and that was Garuda. He wasn't laughing. Just see how they're harassing my little sister? He came and swooping in on Garuda Airlines. You better rascal, give that ocean, deal those eggs back immediately, or I'll dry you up, my mystic power. So you think only the little sparrow gets special blessings for her determination? Any devotee who's determined to push forward this movement, I don't care, brahmachari, brahmacharini, householder, sannyasi, life member, anybody who is eager to push forward this movement will get special blessings. That's a fact. How many people want special blessings? Nobody? There we go. All right. Like all the people want, well, just take up this preaching mission. You know? Become Guru, become Guru and deliver the world. It's like, okay, go wash the dishes and go deliver the world now. Wow, it's a big assignment, deliver the whole world. That means making Krishna consciousness the world religion in every town and even in the Muslim countries. Can you imagine? Even in Russia and China. Making Krishna consciousness movement the world religion, where everybody is chanting and dancing in ecstasy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Why is this mantra so powerful? Do you know why? Because it is Krishna himself. This is Nama avatar. It's not just some sing-songy like Bollywood, you know. This is Shabda Brahman, transcendental sound vibration. Krishna is kindly coming in this age to bless us all with his holy names. And he has confirmed it by appearing as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bhaktivinoda has given very nice bhajan in this connection. I love this bhajan. Gai Gaurama Dhurspade Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Grihe tako vanne tako, Sandhya bole dako, sukhe dukke bulo nako, varane hari nam korore. I think one of those Bombay householders living in those high-rise fancy apartments, Here's some sadhu sleeping in a different tree every night. Chant Hare Krishna. Doesn't matter what your position is. And then, Suke Duke Buddha Vadane Hare. Suke, whatever you're blissed out, oh, I'm in ecstasy, or you're miserable as hell. I'm so depressed. That's horrible. I'm depressed like anything. I'm really fried out, Prabhu. Doesn't matter whether you're ecstatic or miserable as hell. Chant Hare Krishna. Vadane Hare Nam Kora. Just fill your lips with the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Then Bhakti continues. Maya Jale Banda oh ye. Achomiche Kajolo ye. Ekana Chaitana Peye. Radha Madhanam Bolo. Right now you're caught up in the clutches of Maya Devi, and you're forced to toil fruitlessly, getting out there on the freeway, struggling it out with all the traffic, honk, 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 or come back with a few rupees at the end of the day. You're struggling like anything, you see. Now you got this human form of life. What does Bhaktivinoda say? Chant Jai Radha Madhava. So that's what we do every day. Why do we chant Jai Radha Madhava? So many bhajans, because Bhaktivinoda said chant Radha Madhava. So we're obeying Bhaktivinoda Thakur by chanting Radha. Prabhupada and Bhaktivinoda advising chant Jai Radha Madhava. In the last verse, let's see. Jivana hailo shesh Nabajile Rishikesh Bhakti Vinodopadesh Akbar Namrase Matore. You've got this human form of life, but you're forced to, but you've never, even though I've gotten this human form, Nabajile Rishikesh, I have not served the Lord of the senses, Rishikesha. This is a horrible situation. I have not served him. I've simply run after sense gratification, sex life, meat eating, intoxication again. You're running like a stupid dog or a stupid monkey, running after these things for no purpose. Therefore, Bhaktivinoda says, Ekbar Namrasi, Mattore, just once relish the taste of Hare Krishna. Why does Bhaktivinoda say just once? I mean, we're supposed to chant 16 rounds, isn't it? Why only once? Why does he say Ekbar Namrasi Mattore? Just once? Mean one time is enough? Bhaktivinoda says once, okay, I said Hare Krishna, now my business finished. Why does Bhaktivinoda say just once relish the nectar? Does anybody understand why he says just once? Prabhupada said 16 rounds. Bhaktivinoda said just once. You know why? I'll tell you why. Because if you actually relish the nectar of the name, just even one time, if you can relish Hare Krishna, even once, you'll get so much rasa, so much taste, so much nectar, you go on chanting 24 hours a day. You become a nam addict, you see, like Haridas Thakur, you see. So when we're chanting around, saying, let me even just once get one good Hare Krishna in. Even one time I can say Hare Krishna with full relish, with full absorption, completely, totally absorb myself, you see. So these acharyas, they're so kind, especially Bhaktivinoda and Narottam. They give so many nice bhajans, you see, to enlighten us, to uplift us from this dark well, you see. We fall in the dark well, you see. So Prabhupada very kindly picked me up from the dark well, and he gave me that order. Now I ask you, Prabhupada said, he reasons, maybe it was someone else who wrote it, it stated, he reasons ill who tells that Vaishnavas die because thou art living still in sound and living try to spread the holy name around. Prabhupada wrote me in 1971, continue enthusiastically as you were doing and surely Krishna will bless you. Now I ask you, is Prabhupada present or not present in those words? He's fully present. So just as Prabhupada, that day, it was an awesome, I opened that letter, wow, Prabhupada gave me this instruction, wow. From London, he wrote me this letter, wow. It's just as potent now, 53 years later, it was when I opened the letter in 71, you see. Whether Prabhupada is physically present or not, doesn't matter, you see. There's Vapu and Vani. The physical presence is Vapu, but Vani is the vibrational presence. Vibrational presence is eternally present. Vapu is here today and gone tomorrow. So Prabhupada is fully present with us. Even he said that if your heart is pure, he can directly talk to you from within the heart. Just like Prabhupada is directly in the heart, he can directly give you instruction. Do this and don't do that. Yes, this is correct. Yes, this is not correct. Just as we could consult him with him when we are here, we can get the same connection with Prabhupada if our hearts are pure. So let's go for that purity. Let's beg for that purity. There's a special mantra for that. You know that mantra, beg for purity? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. They say this process is simple for the simple and difficult for the crooked. So don't be a crook. We're going to 9 o'clock? Is that okay? Go to 9 o'clock. All right. So the difficulty is, my dear listeners, the trouble is we're still crooked. We're trying to cheat Krishna. We're trying to put ourselves in his position. That's the difficulty. That's a big problem. So how do we get rid of that problem, you see? That's why sadhu sangha is so important, you see. The amazing thing is how Prabhupada created this movement. Can you imagine coming to America? No illicit sex, no meeting, no intoxication, no gambling. Prabhupada told us a story. His godbrother went to London. He's speaking with Lord Zetland. And Lord Zetland said, Swamiji, he was previously the governor of Bengal, so he knew about all the Vedic culture. He's a lord in Britain now. That's the big position in London to be a Britain to be a lord, you see. But he knows in India to be a Brahmin, that's the big position. Especially in those days, you see. So he said, Swamiji, can you make me a Brahmin? He said, yes, no problem. No illicit sex life, no meeting, no intoxicating gambling. Lord Zetland found it impossible. So Prabhupada was thinking, I was there in Atlanta when he told us this. I was thinking it would be impossible to make them Krishna conscious. But then Prabhupada said, but let me try. You see, Prabhupada had the determination. I'm going to try to do this. I don't think I'll be successful, but I'm going to try, you see. So do you think we're going to be successful in delivering the whole world? The slaughterhouses, the abortion clinics, all this, the liquor shops. Even when you arrive in India, what's the first thing you see? Coming from overseas, Johnny Walker liquor. That's how we're greeted to India when we come through passport control. Johnny Walker? Why not Radha Krishna? This is the land of Johnny Walker, liquor. And then Russian vodka? Is this what India is all about? That's the first thing you see when you come through passport control. In Delhi, it's just shocking. I see the Indians lined up to buy their Johnny Walker and the Russian vodka. Huge queue. This is what's happened to our Vedic culture. Another thing I'm noticing, this was the cream of human civilization. Bharatvarsha. This was the cream. The most beautiful buildings, the most celestial atmosphere. And now, what do you see in India? The whole country is a garbage can. People throw their garbage everywhere. It's shocking. I'm literally shocked. Even in Vrindavan, throw garbage on the streets. I'm shocked. This is the land of the topmost culture in the whole world. They're throwing garbage on the streets in Braj, Mumbai, or Delhi. So we have a lot of work to do to bring India back to her former glory. You see. Bring India back to the actual leadership position on this planet. So we need to purify our own hearts, you see. Physician, heal thyself. To whatever extent we can purify our own consciousness, to that extent will be potent for purifying the consciousnesses of others. You see. I just came across an amazing verse, and I was in Braj. I met one devotee, Vijayatma Prabhu, and he said, my name is in Bhagavad-gita 5:7. So I checked out that verse, an amazing verse. If I can remember, Yoga Yukto Vishuddhatma Vijatatma Jatendriyaha Sarvabhutatma Bhutatma Kurvanapi Nalipyate. Amazing verse. Krishna says, one who works in devotion, who is a pure soul, and who controls his mind and senses, he is dear to everyone, and everyone is dear to him. And he's never entangled by any kind of work. That's an amazing concept. We can certainly see that with Prabhupada. Why is Prabhupada so dear to everyone? Why was Prabhupada so dear to so many millions of people? Do you know why? Because everybody was dear to him. So the more you can actually feel compassion for even a little ant, the more you can feel compassion and see it. This is my little brother down here. Oh, my little brother crawling on the floor. There's my little brother here. The more you can have, the more you can actually feel compassion, the more every living being is dear to you. They're all your brothers and sisters. The tree, the cactus plant, the monkeys, they're all your family members. You see. The more we have this feeling of compassion, let them all become delivered by the power of the holy name. Just like in Jharkhand forest, they were chanting, Chaitanya was chanting, and the animals joined him in the kirtan. The more we can have this compassion and feel that everyone is actually dear to me, these are all Krishna's parts and parcels. Such a person will become dear to everyone. So let us now have that compassionate mood of seeing everyone is my family members. They're all dear to me. They're all my family members. Now let me see what I can do to help them become out of this nightmare they're suffering in right now. And there's no reason to suffer. Suffering is a pastime of fools. You want to be a fool? Who wants to be a fool? But we're all doing it. We're embracing misery. Oh, misery, I love you. Misery, I love you. By holding on to what? The false ego. I am the Lord of all I survey. Yes, I am the Lord. You see this especially in the dogs. Woof, woof, woof. What are you? So the leaders are all dogs. Where is your passport? You've come to our country. Where is your visa? Where is your passport? Where you go? Visa, passport. They're barking dogs. That's them. Woof, 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 woof. What are you doing in my country? You see? So actually the whole world is, in the time of Vedic, the whole world was one country. See, there was no passport required to travel anywhere over the whole planet with no passport, no visa. Because it's all one country. We have to get back to that mentality. Krishna consciousness. Bhaktaram jagatapasam sarvalaka saheshanam sahridam sarvabhutanam gyataram shabta rich to tea. One sees me as the supreme owner, the supreme enjoyer, and suhridam sarvabhutanam, the most intimate, well-wishing friend of all living beings. He can alone achieve peace. I really like this concept, suhridam sarvabhutanam. I'm many times given this example. That person who controls everything, Ishvara Parama Krishna, who controls everything, he's your best friend. Really? He's my best friend? Just say you're working for some corporation, you know. There's all the office politics, right? Move up the ladder, you know, all the office politics. Those our householders know when they're working in corporations. Got to move up the ladder, get a promotion, get more pay, blah, 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 blah. The promotion, jockeying for positions within the corporation. But let's get worried about being demoted or this or that. But if your best friend owns the whole corporation, you're just laughing. Just see these fools all jockeying for position within the corporation. My best friend owns the whole thing. I'm sitting pretty, you see. So in the same way, you see, your best friend owns and controls everything. Ishvara Parama Krishna. So what? You don't have any problem. My best friend controls the whole existence. So I'm sitting pretty. I'm well situated. You understand this point? Or are you falling asleep? So we have to understand we have no difficulties. The only difficulty is when we forget Krishna. We forget he's our best friend. That's the only difficulty. So how do we remember that Krishna is our best friend? We have so many, the devotees are here, sadhu sangha, sadhu sangha. The devotees are here to remind us, Krishna is your best friend. And the devotee who represents Krishna is also your best friend. That's why we have a spiritual master. That's why we have Prabhupada, the founding spiritual master. Because the spiritual master represents Krishna as the best friend. So this is actually a very wonderful process. It's very sublime. It's very easy. We just have to dive into it. It's a very wonderful process. Sometimes people ask me, I get these emails. I have an e-course with thousands of people on it. But people ask me, how do I know if I'm making advancement in Krishna consciousness? They ask me. There's a nice verse in the 11th canto that talks about this. If I can remember the Sanskrit. Let's see, Bhakti Pareshana Bhava Bharaktir Anyachata Shakrita Eka Kalaha Prapadya Manoshita Shush Tushti Pushti Chadaboyo Nagasam. Devotional service, bhakti, Bhakti Pareshana, devotional service, and I forget now, absorption in, devotion, bhakti, absorption in the serenity of the Lord and detachment from all other things occurs simultaneously. There's somebody engaged in the process of devotional service, taking shelter of Krishna, just as pleasure of the tongue, nourishment, and eradication of hunger occurs simultaneously, increasingly with every bite you take when you're eating. So if you're eating, and I say, am I getting satisfied? You have to ask somebody if you're getting satisfied when you're eating. You know you're getting satisfied, isn't it? I know I'm getting satisfied. Now I know I'm full. That's it. Bus. You see? I know it's finished. So in the same way, you know when you're satisfied by getting eating, in the same way, if you're actually advancing in Krishna consciousness, you'll taste it. No one's to tell you, oh Prabhu, you're advancing. You don't have to, you can know you're advancing because you can feel it, you can taste it. Even we talk about tasting the beauty of Krishna. It's a nice statement in Prabhupada's books. Taste the beauty of Krishna. Can you imagine tasting beauty? We don't usually seeing beauty, but tasting beauty? Tasting is like the tongue, isn't it? But this is mystical. Tasting the beauty of Krishna consciousness is something you taste. Rasa. So how do we get that taste? Our cookbook, the higher taste, you see. How do we get that higher taste? That's the whole process. Got to take it very, very seriously. Then I've been absorbed in mundane tastes for thousands and millions of lifetimes as a Brahma, as an Indra. Even as an Indra Gopa germ, I was trying to enjoy taste. Can you imagine trying to enjoy taste in the germ? How about being a worm in stool, trying to enjoy the taste of being a worm and crawling around in the stool, trying to enjoy the taste of stool? Can you imagine the position we've been through? Well, we've been there, all of us. We were worms in stool. We were a worm in the dog stool on the street, and a monkey stool on the street. Can you imagine being a worm in the monkey stool? Well, we're fortunate we're not in the human form. Tato Brahma Jigyasa, now you get the human form. We're very, very fortunate. We should take full advantage of this human form to make sure this is my last birth. Punarjanmana vidyate, no more taking birth. This is not our place. We're a fish out of water. We got to get back where we once belonged. Can you imagine being an associate of Krishna, his transcendental pastime, but then wanting to check out the other side of the Viraja River? What's over there on the other side? We wanted to check it out. We were curious. What's that saying? Curiosity killed the cat. Let's check out the other side of the Viraja River. You see? The Viraja River is the boundary between the spiritual world and material world. Let's check it out. Maybe there's an old saying, the cow thinks the grass is greener on the other side of the fence. The cow has very nice grass on this side, but the cow sticks its head through the fence to get the grass on the other side. So we're like that cow. Wanted to try the grass on the other side of the fence. Now we realize it was full of thorns. It was poisonous grass. So now we got to get back to where we once belonged. Back to the lotus feet of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So, does anybody have any questions, corrections? Yes.
Gurudev, if strong feelings of compassion do not naturally come in me, then in what way can I cultivate feelings of compassion?
Yes, our nature is to be selfish and non-compassionate. Do you want to be compassionate or not? You do? Okay, well, good. The desire to be compassionate is the starting point. That's step number one. You should study the example of Prabhupada, how compassionate he was. That will inspire you. Prabhupada was amazing, but the compassion he had, all those Lower East Side hippies in New York City who had no idea they were all having illicit sex or taking LSD or marijuana. He was all kindness for them. So just study Prabhupada's compassion and inspire you to be compassionate. Okay, how to relish the holy names. Well, you have to taste them. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. The early morning time before sunrise, it's much easier because Sattva Guna is powerful then. You can actually beg. There's a very nice bhajan in this connection by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Kambe hambe bolo seidi nama. When, oh, when will that day be mine? When my offenses ceasing, taste for the name increasing, when in my heart will your mercy shine? Aparada Gucci, Shananame Ruchi, Kriva Bole Hambe Hridoye Sanshar, Kambe Hambe Bolo Seidi Namar. When, oh, when will that day be mine? That bhajan is very good. That bhajan from Bhaktivinoda will help you relish the holy name. Right now I'm an offender, and I'm hankering for that day when my offenses will be finished, and I can actually relish the holy name. Can I speak a little bit about Srila Gaurkishore's Babaji? I'd rather have somebody else do my lecture. I'd rather not, because then it'd be a whole other lecture taking over. I'll just be sitting here hearing somebody else's lecture. So it's my lecture, somebody else give a lecture. How to remain enthusiastic in all situations. Prabhupada told me to be enthusiastic, and on his order, I'm doing it, so the order is for you also. Whose question is this? You must always be enthusiastic. Take the order as your life and so. Okay, how to see equally even those who envy of us. Yeah, that's a challenge because the Madhyam Adhikari, he has four. He sees the Lord, he sees the devotees, he sees the innocent, he sees the envious. He stays away from the envious. So we do make a distinction from those who are envious. But we have to realize, oh, wait a minute, I'm also envious, that's why I'm here. So don't be so proud. I'm not envious. Actually, we're all here because we were envious. Process of Krishna consciousness is that let's try it. Is that I should know connection of my activities with Krishna, but I hardly think of that connection. You should think about it. Why am I doing this? Why am I coming to Mangalarti? Why am I chanting japa? You should analyze. You should be your own psychoanalyst. Why am I doing this? Am I doing it blindly? You should understand, analyze everything you're doing. Why am I doing this? What is a meaning of complete surrender to Krishna? No separate desire other than pleasing Krishna. Can I still have the same prema relationship with him after surrender? After surrender it becomes much sweeter. Right now, it's prema. Right now, it's like neophyte. In the advanced stages, you can't even describe how sublime it is. It's still love of Krishna, but it's much different, much sweeter. What should be the attitude of a devotee while going through miseries in all parts of life? Welcome to the club. Miseries are a very common thing. Anybody here not going through miseries right now? We're all going, this body is miserable. We're in a miserable situation, this body of mucus, bile, blood, guts. It's a very miserable situation, isn't it? Especially when you get old and your knee goes bad, and your ears go bad, and your feet start swelling and all kinds of... When you get older, it becomes very clear. So, We should see everything as the blessings of Krishna. That's the key. See the loving hand of Krishna in every situation. That's the key. And then you won't be bothered. You'll see everything. Oh, thank you, Krishna. Thank you, Krishna, for giving this misery. Because I thought I could enjoy separately, and now you're kindly showing me I cannot. Okay. How to develop complete conviction in Krishna consciousness. Eliminate all doubts we have in this path. Read Prabhupada's books. Prabhupada destroys all doubts. He's the doubt destroyer. Read Prabhupada's books. Read Prabhupada's books. Understand Prabhupada's mover reading his books. How to understand Prabhupada's mood of reading his books? Well, his mood will rub off on you. If you keep reading, his mood will rub off on you naturally. What is your inspiration from Prabhupada to stay such a long time in service to him? Well, I can't stand the world the way it is, I'll be honest with you. I want to see the world transformed into a spiritual paradise. That's my desire. And Prabhupada encouraged me in that mood. And that enthuses me to stay here. Even I'm thinking to take birth after birth until the whole world becomes Krishna conscious. Because this mood of revolutionizing the world, somebody's t-shirt, I saw today, spiritual warrior, that inspires me, enlivens me to be a spiritual warrior fighting to bring down the age of Kali and bring a golden age of Chaitanya. There's a very nice thing I read in the purport. Can you believe this? It's true. Prabhupada said it. He said during the time of Ram Rajya, there was no old age, there was no sickness, there was no poverty. You didn't even die if you wanted to. Can you imagine? Such an atmosphere. He said that same atmosphere can be brought now by the Sankirtan movement. Can you imagine a world where there's no sickness, no poverty, no wars, no hatred, a pure spiritual atmosphere, and you don't even die if you don't want to die? Prabhupada said, but this movement, we can bring that back. So that enthuses me, I'll be honest with you. I'm enthusiastic to push for this movement to bring out a complete transformation of the global society. That enthuses me a lot. I had that mood for 53 years. That's why I like this movement. One devotee who is living in Brahmacharya ashram keeps on looking at me. I thought he might, is this from Amadaji? Looks like it might be from Amadaji. We'll find out. Let's go a little deeper. Okay. One devotee who was living in the Brahmacharya ashram keeps looking at me. Prabhupada said, don't look. I wrote Prabhupada a letter. What is the standard for brahmacharis? Prabhupada wrote me back in line. It became a very popular letter in every temple. Prabhupada's answer to me. Should not even see the face, Prabhupada said. But he said, in your country it's a little difficult. That was America. But actually the standard is not to even see the face. So not that, oh, look at that beautiful, just see her beautiful face. Oh, she had nice eyebrows and, oh, she got some lipstick on and, wow, just see the corner of her eye. And, avoid seeing the face. And Prabhupada, talk almost nil. In service we have to talk. Now, I'm not being cruel to women. Prabhupada said, women are good and men are good. When you bring them together, it's bad. So, of course, our household is another thing, but I'm talking about brahmacharis, brahmacharinis. One devotee who was living in a brahmacharya ashram keeps looking at me, but I thought he might also attach and wanting to marry me. And I also follow caste cause I don't want devotee husband. I want devotee husband, and he is what I desired. Oh boy, Cupid's arrow, Cupid's arrow. Okay, but he used to see other money. Oh boy, this is really Cupid stuff. I don't know what to say, but you shouldn't be contemplating boy-girl relationships. Just leave it up to Krishna. If Krishna wants to be married, he'll give me a nice husband, but don't be looking, well, is he attracted to me? No, this is nonsense. This is Maya. Don't do this. It's Maya. Instead of thinking of Krishna, you're thinking of a sex life. What's it called? Genital seva, right? penis vagina seva. No, we don't want to do that. We want to get to Krishna consciousness, not penis vagina Krishna consciousness. Okay. Process of Krishna consciousness is that I should know connection of my activities with Krishna. But how do you think of them? Well, the thing is, the more you, Prabhupada said, read, chant, and preach. If you read Prabhupada's books, you'll preach what you've read in Prabhupada's books, that will increase your realization. Also, writing it is also very good too, Prabhupada said. So, in this way, Prabhupada is our key. If we're hearing Prabhupada, serving him, serving his representatives, their temple authorities who are serving his mission. In this way, being connected always with Prabhupada and those who represent him purely, in this way, our lives will become connected with Krishna. We have to reconnect with Krishna. Just like when you have an electrical appliance, if it's not plugged in, it doesn't do anything. You've got to plug it in. You see? So right now we're unplugged. That's the problem, we're unplugged. Like an appliance is unplugged. But you plug back into the process of sadhana bhakti. And they become awakened, enlivened, enthused. Anything else? Yeah, but I don't know. I have my memoir also, the story how I became a devotee. Anybody interested in my memoir, it's here. Premananda has some. It's a very interesting story how a hippie became a happy. So, anything else? No, we can. Everybody satisfied? Any corrections? Have I discouraged anybody? I don't want. Sometimes they say that my preaching is discouraging. I want to enthuse you. Has anybody been discouraged by my lecture? You want to give up Krishna consciousness because I hurt your feelings or something? I want to enthuse you all, inspire you to become more and more and more Krishna conscious until we can actually become so powerful as a movement that we can conquer the whole world. That's my motive. Let's get fired up, become pure devotees, and push forward this movement like anything. Lord Rama is ready to empower us to do that, especially Lord Rama. He's a fighter. You see, we want to fight against this Kali Yuga and bring back the Ram Raja. You see. Ram Raja atmosphere. Okay? We'll stop here. Thank you. Yes?
I have a question. How can I know that I'm sufficiently... Gurudev, how can I know I'm sufficiently anxious to not, to avoid a mistake?
How to know if I'm sufficiently anxious to avoid a mistake?
How I know if I'm sufficiently anxious to avoid the mistakes? The answer is you're not. None of us are yet. But that's why Bhaktivinoda is praying. When will that day come? We're not sufficiently anxious to avoid. That's what we make. There's 4 subjects of the conditioned soul, 4 symptoms. He has imperfect senses. Therefore, he has a tendency to be illusioned. He makes so many mistakes, and he claims he's a big hotshot in spite of it. Therefore, he's cheating. You see? So we have these 4 defects right now. We have these 4 defects. And the only way to get out of them is to cultivate pure love of God. Otherwise, we're going to be caught with these 4 defects of the conditioned soul. Tendency to be imperfect senses, tendency to be illusion, cheating propensity, and making mistakes. As long as we're misidentifying with these bodies and thinking something other than the servant of Krishna, we'll make so many mistakes. So we have to increase our determination. My every thought, my every word, my every deed, in all times, places, and circumstances must be completely pleasing to my spiritual master and to Krishna. Okay? Okay? Thank you very much.
Sriman Sankarshan Das Adhikari Prabhu ki Jai.